You gotta be kidding me.
Let's jump into a Thursday Night Football preview, Wes, before we go. Must starts, risky starts, and don't starts. Texans up at MetLife against the Jets. You go first, because
I do.
You go first. I'll say my words.
All right. So Texans, Jets, we got some pretty Jets. Hey, okay. So you want to hear a stat? You want to hear something about the Jets team? You're gonna love this, okay? Because here's a fact about the New York Jets team. All right, because I like doing all this random statistics and historical data. All right, so since Aaron Rodgers has been on the Jets, okay, this is the fact. Since Aaron Rodgers has been on the Jets, they have been delusional. Did you know that?
They've been delusional. I was aware,
Yeah. They've been completely delusional. It's amazing. They're all terrible. So there's only one player, because I'm not going to go with any Texans, because everyone's like, yeah, I know who the Texans are to roll out.
Okay.
There's the one guy I think you can continue to roll out from the Jets, aside from the obvious running backs. I'm going to say my must start is Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, no one's questioning whether to start Breece Hall. Keep rolling out Garrett Wilson. He's proven that he is still a consistent PPR wide receiver, and that he is a reliable wide receiver in fantasy as well. And Aaron Rodgers still targets him. So until we're all proven otherwise that Davante Adams is the alpha, Garrett Wilson is still the best wide receiver in fantasy for this New York Jets team. So let's roll him out. He's still a must start, I believe, especially with the draft capital you spent to get him. You have to keep rolling him out.
Yeah. I mean, we had the 23 target game against Minnesota in London, and it was like, okay, what are we doing here? And then the next week, you followed it up with another good game. He's a wide receiver 2 that week. He had 25 fantasy points. And then they traded for Adams, and it was like, what's this going to do? And he's been a top 24 wide receiver both weeks. 13 points 2 weeks ago, 16.3 this past week, 9 targets, 8 targets, 5 catches. He's doing that without scoring a touchdown. Like, he's got good matchups coming forward. Plays the Cardinals in 2 weeks, plays the Colts the week after that. Like, looks good. Oh my gosh, plays Jacksonville the first week of the fantasy playoffs. God, trade for him now, I guess. But yeah, he's been awesome. Like, he's been great. Yeah. I said this when it happened, when they traded for Adams. I've never rooted harder for something to not work. And it's hilarious that it's not working. They're building the 2018 Golden State Warriors over in East Rutherford. And they are eating bricks. Like, it is terrible. Anyways, my must start is, truthfully, because I went, okay, who do we get Thursday night? And I saw this game, and I legitimately was like, oh, this game is going to suck. I was like, I'm not excited about literally anyone in this game. Like anybody. Right. So my must start, and I'm sorry, I just did it. I just want to take a moment to talk about it because he's been awesome, is Joe Mixon. He's been awesome in fantasy football, better than he ever had been in Cincinnati. He has been, when he's healthy, the RB2, the RB4, and the RB6. That's what I mean. He is the engine of the offense. He's consistently getting nearly 30 opportunities a game, if not more. I'm sure he's averaging more than 30 opportunities a game. I haven't done the math on that at the moment, but he's great. And my only note on it was, truthfully, the only player I would absolutely start besides Garrett Wilson. That was it. That was the only, that was it. So my must start is Joe Mixon. So there you go.
Yeah.
Let's keep talking about this game.
So this is what we do here. We do this on Fourth and Troll. We have a Thursday night preview, and now it's the Texans and the Jets. Okay, risky starts. Who are you wondering whether you should start or not? That may or may not pay off. All right, there's only one name. And it's very obvious. And let's just take the layup here. It's Tank Dell. Okay. He's been pretty bad. He's been at up and down games. You would think he would have just a sweet game, just as the one wide receiver. But you never know. You never know. Maybe Dalton Schultz, maybe Joe Mixon with 35 carries. Yeah. You may have Ogumbunkwawo as the other.
I hate talking about this game. Oh my
the
gosh.
other Texans running back. Cam Akers might, So there's still just a risk because the Jets' pass defense hasn't allowed a lot of points to wide receivers. That's the only risk that I think people are like, I got to roll them out, right? Yeah. Give it a shot. See what happens. But don't put him in your flex. Put him as wide receiver so that we have some better flex options later on. Anyway, your turn.
I'm really serious when I say this, and it's kind of scary to say, and don't flame me for it, but I think a risky start in this game actually is Breece Hall. I think the offense is just a mess. He had two really good bounce back weeks, and I know the 2 weeks before that were against good defenses, but he has less than 10 fantasy points in 3 of his last 5 games, and you drafted him in the first round of fantasy drafts. And here's my thing: is you likely don't have a choice, but I just want to tell you that I don't think it's like a given home run play. And if you're sitting there Thursday night in the shower with your shower beer because Breece Hall started out your fantasy football week with 7.5 fantasy points, come back to this and say, "Hey, you were right. What the hell do I do?" And I'll go, "I have no idea. I have no clue actually what to do." The Jets are terrible to watch, and it's so disappointing. And bring back I'm at the point where I'm almost like, it can't be any worse with Tyrod, right? I know they won't, but at this point, I'm like, how do they lose to the Patriots if Tyrod is playing? Who has it's just a guy with a little more mobility? I don't even know, dude. It's just it's annoying. Anyway, there you go. There's a risky start for the game.
Yeah, well, what someone will do is if they do start Breece Hall and they listen to this episode and they're having the shower beer, like, oh my gosh, Noah warned me, and they come back and say, what do I do? You listen to our Studs and Duds episode on Friday, and we'll help you out to coach you for maybe who to play for running backs.
In appreciation, you can hand us a blank check if you want.
Hand us there you go. All right, we also talk about
give us your money.
Patreon.com.
Anyway,
so that's for Mutual Fantasy. Yeah. Here are my don't starts. Are you ready?
Yep.
Like everyone on the Jets.
I wondered if that's where you're gonna go. Yeah.
Like everyone else. I mean, like you talk about with Breece Hall. Like obviously you're gonna still start him because you draft him in the first round and you don't have a choice and you saw that he did have some success 2 weeks ago, but I mean, like Adams is certainly not startable, and Alan Lazard is not someone we can rely on anymore, and Aaron Rodgers, I have no idea. I have no idea how he's this bad. Yeah. I have no way to understand. You don't lose football IQ when you get older, right? You may lose mobility, but
you do when you're snorting ayahuasca.
Bad. Honestly, you know what I think? I think he was better when he was engaged to Shailene Woodley. So maybe we need to get her back. See if maybe she was there could be a reason that this is not happening. Maybe he needs Shailene back. I have no idea. I'm at a loss, but But also, I mean, I kind of say everyone else, but I kind of mean everyone else. I don't know if you should you start CJ Stroud? He hasn't been any good at all either.
He's my don't start.
There you go. So how about that?
There you go. Don't start CJ Stroud this week. He hasn't been a top 12 quarterback in 5 weeks. He's playing the Jets. They have good defense. He has no Nico Collins, no Stephon Diggs, and the offense runs through Joe Mixon. I guarantee you the offensive game plan from the coaching staff, from Bobby Slowick, is how many times can we hand the ball to Joe Mixon in this game and still be competitive and potentially win? You can't tell me if they – I know you just joked about it, but you can't tell me if they give Joe Mixon 35 carries that they don't win this game. It's just how it's going to go. And here's the thing. I was just a little distracted because I was looking at it and I was going, okay, the run defense has been scoreable on. The past 3 running backs they've faced all have carried the football 20-plus times against them. And there was Ray Davis 3 weeks ago.
That's
Ray Davis had 20 carries.
Yeah, he did.
2 weeks ago, Najee carried the rock a lot and was successful. And then this past week, Ramondre Stevenson, who wasn't efficient but had over 20 carries in this game too. Running backs are going to get volume against the Jets. That's kind of how it's going to go. Because look at it, you can't pass against them. They have a good pass defense, but Joe Mixon is going to carry. Joe Mixon, he should. I literally was about to go. He should have been a must start, and he was my must start. I hate this game. I hate this football game, dude. This
is gonna be hilarious.
I think I'm gonna go lay face down in my backyard and instead of watch this game. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
I can't look away from a car crash. I've got to watch.
That's fair.
I've got to see, and a little teaser for the people who have subscribed because of that Josh Allen documentary. When's the next documentary coming out? It's about Aaron Rodgers.
I like the if you're here in this episode and you're from the doc, it's going to be a fun one.
It's about Rodgers, going to be a fun one, and I'm having a blast with it.